All right, problem number 58. So what they're saying is minus 2 plus minus 15 over 8. Well, that's not well written. Let's try that again. Minus 2 plus minus 15 over 8. So now we're getting into the super duper tricky stuff. Now, the best way to do this is you've got to make this guy here have the same denominator as this guy. So this is really negative 2 over 1. And to get here to be 8, we'd have to multiply here by 8 and here by 8, and we'd be in business. So let's do that math here. 8 times negative 2, negative 16, 8 times 1 over 8, plus negative 15 over 8 equals. Now that we have a common denominator, we can put that here, and the problem really becomes minus 15 plus, no, minus 16 here plus minus 15. Now when you have the same signs, you add together and you put the sign, you put it here. So it'd be 16 plus 15 equals 31. Put that here, minus 31. So that is the answer to that. And now number 59, which is 3 over 5 plus 5 over 4. Okay. Now some of you might be tempted, hey, we can reduce this. We could divide both these things by 5, but we're not multiplying, so we don't do that. Plus 5 over 4. Okay. So the first thing we have to do is do a common denominator. I can tell you right now it comes out to 20. So this would be times 5 equals 20, times 5 equals 25. Here, times 4 equals 20, times 4 equals 12. So we take these two guys and we rewrite them. 12 over 20 plus 25 over 20 equals. The denominator carries over, and this is 37 over 25. Number 60 now, moving along. You're getting a little bit harder now. Minus 1 minus 2/3, right? Minus 1 minus 2/3. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to bring this guy to something over 3. Now anything over 1 over 1 is basically you can do 2 over 2, 3 over 3, 4 over 4. It's the same thing. So it'll be minus 3 over 3 minus 2 over 3. Okie dokie. So when you're minusing, let's look at it. So this equals 3 no matter, it's the denominator's 3 no matter what. So the problem becomes minus 3 minus plus 2 equals. Or we can say minus 3 plus negative 2. Those signs here, you can switch them. Equals. And when you have a plus and the two signs are the same, we say minus 5. We add them and we carry over the signs. So it would be 3 plus 2 equals 5, and we bring the 5 up here. It's a negative 5. Negative 5 over 3, and that is the answer for that. All right, 2 over 5 plus 5 over 4. Once again, you'd be tempted to cancel here, but you can't because you're not multiplying, you're adding. When you add, you can't do those things. We have the familiar 5 and 4 like we had here, so the lowest common denominator, the lowest we can use here is 20. So let's do that all neat. 2 over 5 plus 5 over 4 times 5 equals 20 times 5 equals 25. Here times 4 equals 20. 2 times 4 equals 8. So it is 8 over 20 plus 25 over 20 equals. Now anytime you add or subtract, you carry over the denominator, and then you add these two. 8 plus 25, 33. And that is the answer to that. Okay, number 62 now. over 7. 9 over 7 equals, we already have a common denominator. We have this two positive numbers being subtracted, so it's 12 minus 9 equals 3 over 7. That one is like pretty easy. Yeah, that's what it is. 63 now. 9 over 8 plus negative 2 over 7. So the first thing we're going to do is find a common denominator. And a good way to do this is like, a little trick is I do 8 times 7, 56. Well, then pretty good. It's 56. That's certainly going to be a common denominator. So 8 times, so let's do this all neat. 9 over 8 plus negative 2 over 7 multiplied by 8. 8 here multiplied by 7. 7 equals 7. 9 times 7, 63. 8 times 7, 56. All right. And here, 7 times 8, 56. Negative 2 times 8, negative 16. So what we have is 63 over 56 plus negative 16 over 56 equals. So we know the denominator is 56, right? These two things are the same. 63 minus 16, can you believe it? I can't do this in my head. 63, 47, is that right? Okay, right, 63 plus negative 16, anytime you have an addition of a negative and a positive number, you take the biggest one and you subtract it from the lowest one and it carries the sign of the biggest one. This is a positive, this is a negative, so we know this is going to be, and this is bigger, so we know it's going to be positive. That's number 63. Oh, 64 now. 64, so we have minus 2 plus 5 over 6. So to create a valid addition, we have to create a denominator here that's equal to this one. We can multiply this by 6, multiply this by 6. So let's rewrite the problem. Negative 2 times 6, negative 12. Negative 1 times, no, not negative 1. 1 times 6 equals 6 plus 5 over 6 equals, when we add a negative and a positive, the highest one becomes the sign of our answer. We know the denominator is 6. So 12 minus 5, right? We take these two numbers, never mind the negative, and we subtract. We take the biggest sign and we subtract it from the lesser sign. We get 7. Since the bigger one was negative, put negative 7. Negative 7 over 6. All right. 65. 1 plus negative 1 over 3. That one is confusing. Once again, we got to turn this bugger into a fraction with the same denominator as this bugger, which in this case is 3. So 1 over 1 really is the same as 3 over 3. You're multiplying everything here by 3 plus negative 1 over 3. So, oh God, I made a mistake. Hold on. 3 over 3 plus negative 1 over 3. So these guys, when you're adding, carries over, and you're left with 3 plus negative 1. Well, 3 plus negative 1, this is a positive and this a negative. This is bigger than this, so we know the answer is going to be positive. So we take these two numbers and we subtract them, equals. So we erase all this and we just take these two numbers and we subtract them, we get 2. And I put the 2 up here, and the answer should be 2/3. 66 now. 66. 1 over 2 minus 11 over 6 equals. Now we have to make the denominator is the same. So I'll take the 2 here and I'll multiply by 3 to make it a 6. So we're going to take times 3 times 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Minus 11 over 6. Okay. So what we have here is we have a common denominator, so we can carry that over here. Now what we're left is 3 minus 11. Or we could say 3 minus plus 11. Or we could say 3 plus minus 11. We have an addition, 3, positive 3, and a negative 11. 11 is clearly bigger, so we know the answer is going to be negative. And now we take that 11 and we subtract 3 for it. We ignore the signs here and we get 8. We stick the 8 here and it's minus 8. Minus 8 over 6. When we get the answer, it is tempting to forget to reduce. And math teachers, for reasons I cannot understand, are really sticklers about that, and they will even deduct points off that because they will say it's an incomplete answer, even though if you tell them negative 8 over 6 is the same thing as negative 4 over 3. They're just assholes about that. So we're going to divide each side, the numerator and denominator by 2. We'll get minus 4 over 3, right? Negative 8 divided by 2 equals minus 4. 6 divided by 2 equals 3, and that is your answer. 67 now. 67 minus 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2 equals. Now the good news is we have a common denominator. So that's awesome. That equals 2. So it is minus 1 plus 3. So we have an addition sign. The sign of the biggest we'll put here. And then we just subtract them. 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Put that here, 2. But look, we have 2 divided by 2 equals 1, right? Because if you divide this by 2 and you divide this by 2, you get 1 over 1, which equals 1. That looks good. All right. Sometimes when they do problems, the problem itself here isn't tricky, but at the end they want you to reduce. 68, 11 over 8 minus 1 over 2. Now to turn this 2 into 8, you're going to have to multiply by 4, which is fine. So let's go. 11 over 8, this carries over here. And then minus 1 times 4 equals 4. 2 times 4 equals 8. So the negative 4 over 8. So we have a common denominator now. So we can put that here, right? This common denominator. And we have 11 minus 4, which is 7. Very good. Very good. All right. Do I have time for another problem? No, I don't. So next video.